Hello everybody and welcome once again to our Thanksgiving cooking class. I'm your chef tonight, Adrienne Alvey here, and my wife Jen is behind the camera and she'll be chipping in here and there. But today we're going to be doing some cooking, we're going to do some talking, and hopefully we're going to hear some of your comments and some of your experiences that help make it better for everybody. And so welcome to our kitchen consultants who are here as well as our guests. And I have a few items of, I guess, call them housekeeping. We'll just tell you how this is going to work today. And first of all, can everybody hear me okay? There has been some issues with sound, and I tend to be a little bit of a mumbler. So just stick the thumb up or let me know if you can't hear me any point during the evening. Let me know, okay? A couple of things also, we have a great promotion going on right now that you will hear more about, but for our purposes, just bear in mind that you can earn 25% free product on all orders that are made through a personal website link that you have. So if you're a customer, you can order yourself through your own link and you can share that with others, and you would earn 25% on all the orders that come through there. And we'll talk more about that. But tonight we're going to give away a few prizes, and at the very end we're going to give away one of our Sweet Shop collections, which is our new product line. Well, older product line, but we've got some new configurations, and one of them is this here.
Oh, you know what? I'm just wondering if this went on the cooking class page. My apologies. Jessica, can you tell us, is this streaming on the cooking class page? Because I had to cancel it and restart it. Are we on the group page? If not, we're probably going to need to cancel this and get on. I'm not sure, but they're not responding on that. I know it takes a minute for, yes it is. Okay, sorry. Margaret said it wasn't on the group page. Oh, it's not. So Kelly's saying it's not. Jessica says it is. I'm just going to cancel it and restart. So apologies, everyone. So someone says it's on the cooking class page for them. Okay. Well, if some people are saying it's not.
I'm going to check right now while I've got it on the phone, okay?
Yes, Audrey says yes. Okay. So we apologize for the delay.
I just want to make sure, guys, because Margaret said it's not there. I just want to check.
Yeah.
And
maybe she's...
I'm not seeing it there. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's the fourth post down, but there it is. It's there.
Okay.
All right, so let's get going, guys.
Sorry about that.
So at the end, we're going to be giving away one of our Sweet Shop collections here, and this includes our new peppermint sweetening. We're going to do a little short demo tonight with our new peppermint sweetening, and we're really excited about that one. It's a great flavor. And okay, what else do we have here? The Christmas class is also coming soon. We're going to be doing one of these for Christmas.
Yes.
We'll have a date for that very soon.
I do want to drop a little info on that, though. Okay. This Christmas cooking class will be like none other. We're actually going to be making some wonderful gifts that you can use with like our seasonings and sweetenings. I'm just going to do a little pan here. So this would be a follow-along cooking class where you can get the list of things to have prepared if you want to make some wonderful Christmas gifts with your food.
All right, awesome. And also, after this class, throughout the next days, there will be updates and posts that come into that class, including recipes and more stuff as we get closer to Thanksgiving. So I think it's still going to stay kind of active there.
Yeah.
And Jennifer posted the Christmas gift guide that we have.
Yes.
And our catalog. So if you're earning free products, some of you guys are, I know already, you can take a look at the catalog and you can order anything from that catalog after December 1st, after our promotion, for your 25% free product. Okay, is there any other immediate questions? Somebody has any housekeeping questions? Go ahead and post it. Jen, who do we have on right now?
We have lots of people. We've got Becky Priest, Kristen Williams, Kelly Walton, Jessica Newkirk, Shelly Pritchard, and Jessica Newkirk. So yeah, I can't even name them all. That's great.
Okay,
welcome.
Thank you for joining us, guys. Let's get started then, and we have 4 basic recipes we're going to talk about today, and a lot of them, were you not hearing me before?
Yeah, Margaret says she's having a hard time hearing you, so okay. I'm just letting you know.
I do want to confirm, if someone says they're not hearing me well, I would like to make sure that other people are also not hearing me well, so we can confirm that, okay? Thank you for letting us know. But we're going to do pumpkin cheesecake. We're going to do it a couple ways. Sweet potatoes, a couple ways as well. Pumpkin cheese ball, and this will do both a savory, and we'll demo the savory, and we have an option for a sweet as well, cheese ball. And we'll do a turkey-shaped veggie tray, okay? Now, if you have questions about any other side dish, any other mashed potatoes, gravy, rolls, turkey, any other things that has to do with Thanksgiving, ask the question. So if you have a question, ask it.
I'll be watching for them.
Okay, that'd be great. So let's get started. Okay, first we're going to do the pumpkin cheesecake. And so what we're going to do is two ways, but I've already done one way. And so with all of our recipes, we'll do a sort of traditional way presentation, and then something that's new or some new way to try this particular recipe. So we're going to do pumpkin cheesecake bites as well as regular pumpkin cheesecake. So I'm going to come right here so I can show you. Got my stuff right here. I did wash my hands right before this, guys, just so you know. And grab what I need here for my pumpkin cheesecake. So there's a few things that we can do to make this a lot easier than like typically if we're going to do pumpkin cheesecake bites, you got to make your pie crust. And you know, cheesecake, it can sometimes be a little bit complicated, but ours is really, really simple. It's like 4 or 5 ingredients. And with the cheesecake bites, like you could buy graham crackers, you could crush them up or hammer them up, and then mix it with butter, a little sugar, a little brown sugar, cinnamon sweetening. Or instead, you could do what I did tonight, which is take one of these pie crusts and just break it up.
Easy peasy.
Okay, really, really nice. So what we've done, well, let me just show you. So we have here 8 ounces. That's one of the regular size packages of cream cheese and a ½ cup of sour cream. And so we're going to mix that with our electric mixer and make sure it's smooth. So I'm going to tell you a second, as soon as this noise is over here, and that's about as much time as it should take to get that smooth. Now, a couple questions you might run into with cream cheese in particular. What if it's lumpy, right? Because if it's lumpy, then that just means it wasn't warm enough, or it was too cold, I should say. And so the way to resolve that, if you have your mix here and you're like, it's lumpy, when I cook it, it's gonna look, there's gonna be little white chunks in it. And we really don't want that. There's a couple ways you could do it. There's a little faster way, like you could microwave it a little if you're really, really fast, but you have to be careful because you can really mess it up that way. Or you can simply let it sit out and bring it just to room temperature and mix again. So if you have a little time, just let it out and get to room temperature. It's not going to hurt it because you're baking it anyway. And so that will allow that cream cheese then to become soft enough to blend right on in. So
if you bought the, if you get it right out of the fridge cold, about how long do you take to get to room temperature?
You know, that's a great question actually, because that's what I had to do here. You can let it sit on the counter for about an hour. That's not a problem. Or you can put it in the microwave on defrost.
Out of the foil, of course.
Out of the
in
foil.
case you weren't thinking.
And yeah, defrost, but keep an eye on it. I did it for about 45 seconds on defrost with the whole thing. And some of it will be a little warm and the center will be just right. It's okay with cream cheese. You just don't want to cook it, right? You don't want to get it so it's super hot. But bring it up, and it can be a little warm. That's okay. It just has to be soft all the way through. So we have that right there. So that's our cream cheese and sour cream. And then we have this recipe, by the way, and we're going to have the specific pumpkin spice and the stuff we're doing today on a separate recipe sheet. But on our sweetening recipe card here, we have the cheesecake recipe right there. So it's 8 ounces of cream cheese with a ½ cup of sour cream. You can put 2/3 cup. I'm only putting a ½ cup of the pumpkin spice sweetening, so you could, if you want, put a little bit less because this is a strong one. Okay, and then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter after we put that in. All right, so we're going to get it smooth. I've got our pumpkin spice sweetening right here, and I'm just going to put that right on in there. And as I'm mixing this, then I do want to mix it for just a little bit because it has the sugar in it and it needs to become smooth. So it takes maybe a minute or so as we're doing that.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Why don't you pause that for a second so you can hear me? Okay, while Adrienne blends this pumpkin spice into it, the first person that can give me a way to, not non-consultant, but customer, the way to use pumpkin spice in something other than this, let me know and you can get a jar of the pumpkin spice. So go.
Okay. Now, if you can hear me, I'm going to get it real close so you can hear me. This should be very smooth, but it does not matter how long you mix it, right? So for example, if you make brownies, you don't want to over mix it. This, you only can over mix it after you add the butter. After we add the butter, we're just going to mix that right in and it'll be done, okay? But right now, I can mix this as long as I want. Okay, so there you can see there's our currant cream cheese mixture.
All right, we have a winner.
What do
We've
we
got
got?
some great ideas. Becky Priest was the first to put latte, so yes.
Latte's a great idea.
Hot drinks, cocoa, coffee. Courtney was second, was saying pumpkin spice muffins. So there's a
that's a
lot
great
of great
idea.
ways to use it. So Becky, if you would message us after this event, we can send that to you. Give us your address.
Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned the pumpkin spice muffins because we have a great crumble recipe that uses our universal baking mix that you can make a pumpkin spice crumble that actually I have a hankering now to
Nice.
go ahead and try
Way
that.
to
So that
spark some
sounds good.
ideas.
So right here we have our, it was melted, but now it's just soft. And this can be melted, but this is fine right here. Basically what I'm saying is, unlike cookies, it doesn't matter if it's totally melted or if it's soft. As long as you're not going to end up with cold chunks in there, you're going to be fine. So
Okay.
it's good. I'm going to put this in there. And then we're not going to mix this for a long time. You really just want to really get it just blended. So there we go.
It smells
And I'll
delicious.
just make sure I didn't mix anything, and that's it.
Consultants that are here live, would you put your your websites on the comments so that those people want to order can find you? Tell where you're from.
Okay, and so this is ready to go. We're ready to bake that, but we're doing things a little differently. We could pour it straight in the pie crust.
Okay.
Bake it at 350, 33 minutes or so. But how we know when this is done is it's not super accurate with the toothpick test. It's kind of accurate, but the best way is when it really starts to crack along the top. If you see those little cracks along the top, it's done. And it can be slightly undercooked, no problem. Overcooked will make it dry. So rather err on the side of having a little under. So when the cracks are forming on the top, don't wait until it gets brown too. So that's one way to do it. But what we're going to do here today is I have our little mini cheesecake cupcake. So basically, it's a tart tray.
Oh, okay.
But you can do cupcake size. If you have just cupcake size, that's also really good with this recipe. You have to bake it for about 5 minutes more or so. But again, it's the same type of thing. When those little cracks appear on the top, that's going to be done. And let me tell you what I did earlier. I just used a little tablespoon right here, and I do a really loose tablespoon in there, and that's maybe even a little too much. All right, a little loose tablespoon. And earlier today, I actually sanitized this. It's an empty supplement bottle, and I sanitized that top, and then I can just push it down like that. Whoops. And then that gets the crust.
Nice.
Now, you can also push it down with your fingers, but like when you push one side, the other side goes up. It's just more tricky. But if you have something like that, you can do a hack like that anytime where something you really don't want to do where it takes too much time, you can do that.
Quick and easy.
So I'm going to do 6 of these here.
I see that's something kids would love to help with. Get the little tins
Absolutely,
out.
yeah.
They can push that in there.
And so just do boom, and boom, and boom. Oops, and a fourth boom. Okay, and then I use the same tablespoon, and I do a tablespoon of that too. And so then that goes on there. And now you can spray these. The one that I did earlier today, whoops, this want to come out a little bit there. Let's get some more on top of there. Push that back down.
Yeah, it wants to pull up,
Tricky,
doesn't it?
yeah. A little tricky on that one. If you use a little bit more, like it's a little easier. So you might go a little heavy and then not dump all of it out.
The one thing I like about the bites, if you are, since Thanksgiving may be a little different for your family this year, and you don't have the masses to cut into a big pie, and it seems daunting to make something that large, this is something you can do small bite sizes and feel like you can just eat them as you need to.
It's a really cool little dessert, and it's a new way to do something different, right? And so if you need to do more people, for example, this is one pie worth, you can do one pie and get like 6, 8 people maybe. Or you can do this much and get like 24 of these little bites, right? So you can actually feed more people, stretch it out a little bit more if that's what you have, and well, that's not enough for 20 people.
Or like us, where we have far more desserts than we have savory parts of our Thanksgiving, you can sample more and not feel like you're filling up on a big piece of pie.
Yeah. It's not uncommon for me to have dessert after breakfast, so she's...
Yes.
So we have the bites here, and we're going to put that in the oven, 350, and it takes about 15 minutes or so.
Okay.
And so we'll put that in. It's ready to go.
Oh yeah, Jessica thought it was a good idea to deliver some plates to her grandparents, so the bites would be perfect to put on a plate.
Great idea, yes. And for a gift or for a Christmas tray, you can also do these type of things. So I have some I baked earlier.
Okay.
And so we have those, that's just like you saw before. And so I've made here a little topping. And this topping is just sour cream and a little powdered sugar and a little of our pumpkin spice sweetening. And then you can take a little of that. That spoon's maybe a little big, but I'll go ahead and put that right on top there. Now you can do this a couple ways. You can put that right on top. It's a nice little sour cream topping, or you can take that out and you can put it on afterwards if you want to like drizzle it over as well. But let's test this. So, I've never actually tried to take it out of here before, so let's...
Yeah, I could see taking it out first might be a little easier because that's nice and soft, but... So yeah, our sweetenings, I'm just going to give a little pan of all the different sweetening flavors we have. We've got the chocolate, lemon, pumpkin spice that you've just seen demoed and that Becky was able to win free. We've got the salted caramel, which is delicious. And new, we're going to demo tonight as well, is our peppermint. And then finally, we've got our brown sugar cinnamon. And this here is the Sweet Shop collection that has all those sweetenings you just saw. This will be our grand prize that we will give away with the drawing. We'll be posting that link to fill out the drawing slip here at the end of the class.
Okay, so down here I just took a little knife and ran around the edge and pull it out, and then you have that little bite, all right?
Oh, that looks yummy.
And these you can easily refrigerate, and that the topping will...
Set up a little bit more?
It sets up a little bit. It doesn't... sour cream, but it'll set up a little bit on you. But anyway, that's a nice one. You could actually even add a little additional... Drop a little cinnamon on top of that for a little...
Brown sugar cinnamon sweetening or something like that?
Great. And you can put a little bit, just as a deco.
Or the pumpkin spice.
Whatever you want. So that's basically your cheesecake bite, whereas you have we've used the rest of that, and we could still even maybe get a cheesecake out of there, maybe not quite. So that's that.
Okay.
And make sure you let me know if you have any questions about any part of the process there, or any areas where a mistake might be made. So, okay. And you know what? I'm going to take a little bite of it because I do want to taste it real quick, so I'm going to let you know, make sure.
Yeah, I gotta always make sure, right, that stuff is good before you give it to your guests.
That is extremely good. I'd like it cold rather than basically room temperature here.
Yeah.
It came out of the oven and then just let them sit there. I would cool it down. And that is so good. The pumpkin spice is just right. And with our pumpkin spice sweetening, it's not just sweet. There is really pumpkin powder in there, like actual pumpkin powder. And so whereas another pumpkin recipe might call for that pumpkin that you would make pumpkin pie out of, that you have to put that in, that's actually included in
I could see that being great for people who are not fans of the traditional, really pumpkin-y pie. You can have the flavor without so much pumpkin.
Well, I mean, and it has a good
yes.
pumpkin flavor, but the spicy, pumpkin spice
Well,
stuff.
cheesecake, is rich and yummy.
Cheesecake.
And cheesecake.
All right.
What's next?
Okay, so next is going to be our sweet potatoes. Now, these I did prep ahead of time because they take an hour to bake. And so if you don't know a little background on sweet potatoes / yams, here is our second trivia question.
Okay, and what's the prize?
It's going to be our...
Brown sugar cinnamon, or no, the peppermint?
It's going to be peppermint sweetening, okay? That's our new one, and I'm sure some people haven't quite tried that yet. If you can tell me the difference between yams and sweet potato.
Is this for customers only?
Customers, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
And there's a few main differences, which I'll talk about, but if you can let me know what you think are differences between yam and sweet potato.
Okay.
And what we've done here is sweet potato. And so I'll show you really quick. This is basically our sweet potatoes that we have. They're candied, and so that's the recipe. It's a candied sweet potato.
Okay.
That you cut it up into about 1/2-inch cubes, and then you do a quick sauce on the stovetop. And the sauce is actually just butter, maple syrup, a little brown sugar, and some of our brown sugar cinnamon sweetening. And we do it in the stovetop. We mix the raw sweet potatoes in with it, bake it for an hour, and honestly I think it could be a little bit less even, but in this case I want to do it a little bit more because I'm gonna grab a bowl to mix real quick here.
Okay, well while you're doing that, I think we have our first response to your trivia question.
Okay, what do we got?
Courtney Steeman, I'm not sure how you say that, says one difference is if you can cut a yam and rub together, they don't string, but sweet potato does.
Okay, and that's a good one.
Okay.
It's a textural difference. So
yes.
Yeah, so texturally, a yam is way more starchy than a sweet potato is sweet. So a true yam is really not sweet, almost at all.
Okay.
Whereas almost everything, not 100%, because you'll find almost everything you see at the store, which this was also labeled as yams, it's usually an orange sweet potato. Okay, so we have right now sort of a regular potato color sweet potato that has sort of that, and they have these really orange ones that they label yams. So real yams are used a lot in Caribbean cooking. They're really not sweet, and they're really like a potato in texture rather than a sweet potato, which is actually farmers figured out how to make regular sweet potatoes into different colors. So they do them, so now they can make all these different colors, and it looks like a yam.
Interesting.
And actually, it became when they came, and it was way back, like in the 30s or something, when they came up with the orange sweet potato. These became yams, so these are yams.
Oh,
they are yams, but they're not the real yams. But in the store, they're labeled as yams. And so anyway, that's a difference. And the outside looks a lot rougher on yams. It's more like tree bark rather than a potato peel.
Okay.
And so you rarely see them around. So anyway, there's a little trivia.
Okay, Courtney, make sure you send us your address, and we will send you the peppermint sweetening.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these sweet potatoes, and instead of just serving them up like this, normally you could put a little crumble or something on top, or marshmallows. Melted marshmallows is really common. But instead, I'm going to take this, and actually, Jen, I'm going to need to rinse off my things really quick while you review our spice spinners, maybe?
Yeah, so while he's doing that, I wanted to show you this product that is fairly new. We have now, for your jars, custom handmade spice spinners. So it's like a Lazy Susan. You have room for, you can get about 4 of the bulk size in the middle. But I want to show you, that's the large one that holds 12 jars. This one is the smaller one that holds 6 jars, but you can see it is a laser cut logo in the middle, and it's got a really nice This is walnut, right?
Walnut, yeah, walnut.
And it is not stained. It has a coating, a protective coating on it, but it is not stained. That is a natural wood. So that's one solid piece of wood. Really nice to have in your home. High quality gift item if you're looking for something really great for your Save the Day fan. Okay.
All right, I've got my quick draw ready here.
Your power
And
tool.
so what we're going to do is we're going to actually mix these up, and and then I'll show you what we're going to do.
Okay.
So, just the same way. Just all like that. Okay. So, since we have done there, let me grab my little tray.
Yeah, getting a lot of nice comments about this. Those who do have the spice spinners, they're loving them.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they do. Sorry for the noise.
Yeah, my apologies. Nobody's ever accused me of being quiet in the kitchen before. That does not happen. So we have our little Pampered Chef stoneware here that we've had for decades.
Yes, we love Pampered Chef. We are friends with Pampered Chef.
And what I've got here is a cake frosting bag here. And I have at the tip what's called a star tip. It's just
Yeah, I think we can
like
see
that. Yeah. And so I'm going to put some of this in here.
Now, if you don't have that at home, what's a good substitute?
Yeah, good question. Thank you. Ziploc bags are great. They're not as strong, but you can use a Ziploc, I don't recommend the sandwich type, but like the reinforced, the
Freezer.
style. Yeah, those
Thicker.
are usually strong enough. And if you have a tip, if you don't have a tip, you can do this with just a hole in the bag. Like you could do
Cut the tip off.
Yeah, you just cut the end off the Ziploc and you can squeeze it through. It just wouldn't have that sort of textured look.
Sure.
Like I'm going to show you.
Okay.
But basically, I'm going to take it like that, and I'm going to squeeze it and do
Ooh, pretty.
like that. Okay, and so we're going to bake this, and we're actually going to make some sweet potato florets. And you could probably call these by a different name.
Oh, I love it.
But like that, and you can do them different sizes if you want. You're going to do them little, right? I'm going to do them the same size for when we're baking, but you could do those whatever you want.
This looks like something older kids could help with in the kitchen if you wanted to have fun making little florets.
If anybody wants to practice decorating cakes, this is a great way to do that. You can mess around with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in the oven right there. And then when they come out, we'll post a picture of what it looks like and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
Beautiful.
I don't have it pre-done for you. So.
Okay.
Okay, those are still in and not quite done. So we got like 4 minutes left, but you can take a quick look if you can see.
Yes, let's take a look at those bites. Oop, that made it light. There we go.
All right, so you can see at the top.
Kind of fluffy.
You can see a few little tiny cracks coming right there. Not quite done yet, right? But when you start seeing cracks along the middle, that's when you can take them out.
Okay. Very good.
Okay. And they're going to drop a little when you take them out, and that's just fine. Okay, that's the sweet potato right here. We've done that. Let's do our cheese ball now.
Okay.
And we have the it's a pumpkin cheese
Pumpkin
ball.
shaped.
Pumpkin shaped. But we also have a sweet option where it's pumpkin flavored as well.
Oh.
We could do, I'm not going to demo that, but we will have a recipe for that. Okay, so basically I have it in the fridge here.
I'm curious how many people put in the comments if you are a fan of sweet potatoes at Thanksgiving. I personally, it's not my favorite, but it's tradition, so.
It has traditionally not been my favorite either. I've had sweet potatoes that I really like sometimes.
Yes.
But a lot of the time is like sweet potatoes, it's okay. But they can be done really well. So for the cheese ball, and this is the savory, we have, where's my garlic? Great.
Yes, Courtney, these recipes will be posted after. Absolutely.
And if you haven't tried our new Garlic the Great seasoning, it is remarkably good. It has a whole bunch of different ways of using garlic in there, granulated and powdered and oil, etc. But the flavor on this is just so good. We're going to be using the Garlic the Great in the cheese ball. And what I have in there is 1 cup of cream cheese and 1 cup of grated In this case, it's a cheddar jack blend. You can do just cheddar. That's a recommendation. But really, whatever you like, you could do pepper jack.
Oh yeah, that would be yummy.
Spicy, pepper jack with some, you can put some jalapenos in there and make it spicy,
Mm.
along with some of our spicier seasoning blends like the Alvy's Inferno or the Devil's Tonic would both be really, really good.
Oh yeah.
Right on top of any seasoning flavor you put on there, okay?
Yeah, whenever you add the spicy flavors to something that's kind of creamy like that, it really pairs nicely, and it cuts the heat level down a bit.
All right. And so I have a little bit of sour cream in there as well.
Okay.
And so I'm just mixing it up. And cheese balls, you know what, are really pretty easy. They're basically just cheese, and we're going to put a little bit of our seasoning in there. And there's not much more that you really need to do with a cheese ball to make it look good. And then, whoops, it's not going to fit.
It's going to be a nice, pretty appetizer for your guests. I know for us, it takes a little while to get everything on the table. So, or even after dinner, as you're hanging out watching stuff, if you want a little snack, it's a really pretty way to do that. And what I love about cheese balls is the recipe can pretty much be the same, and you can try any of our 20 blends and have it a different flavored cheese ball, because I think all of them would be amazing.
All right, this one has about 2 teaspoons of the garlic the great.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, if I was going to do this up for anybody that had any tolerance for heat whatsoever, I would use the Alvy's Inferno on this. That flavor would just go so well with that. But I really like just the garlic in this one. And then what we're going to do is, if you have gloves, you put some gloves on. And, oh, there we go. There we go. So now you can see how we've got some cracks forming on there. Some don't quite have the cracks. Yeah. I'm actually going to give it just a second more because I can see in the crack a little moisture. And so
yeah,
about 2 minutes.
If they jiggle in the middle, then no go? Or can they jiggle?
It can jiggle. It can jiggle. That's why I said like the toothpick test wouldn't work that well because it's still jiggling and still not really cooked all the way. It's not flour either. So
okay.
Okay, so that, like I said, gloves would work well because like if you grab this with your hand, it's going to be all over your hands, right? But you have to get it into a ball. So there's several ways you could do it. You could wrap it in plastic wrap before you coat it, which we're going to coat it. I'm going to show you that. But I'm also going to show you a way, just real quick way that you can just bypass all that here. So basically we've got that, and I want to roll it in the thing, but I don't really want it to stick to my hands, so this right here is some crushed up cheesy crackers.
Okay.
And so that's going to be sort of your pumpkin look. I'm just going to reach over here and wet my hands a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this here will allow me to grab that and just kind of pat it in.
Oh, so the water keeps it from sticking to you.
Right. And that doesn't hurt the cheese to stick to it anyway either. So you can use your hands if you want to, but certainly put it in some saran wrap. We're going to do that anyway, but as I show you how we're going to shape this into a pumpkin, we are going to put it in some saran wrap. So there's that. Rinse of the hands, and then let me grab my saran wrap.
Okay. Is there some right there?
That's not
oh, okay.
going to be used for that there. Okay, grabbing that.
While he's grabbing that, I'm just going to show you a few other really great gift items. This is our mini sampler and has 18 of our most popular flavors right there in Ziploc bags. And this is the super sampler. It kind of looks like the streaming is a little slow. This has the same thing, but it has larger bags. Yes, if you place an order, you can get it by Thanksgiving. What would be the cutoff date?
Yeah, by Friday. I would think by Friday, maybe Saturday if you're lucky. It depends on where you are. It's going to be 2 to 3 days after processing, after we actually pack it, to get delivered. So
it's a little choppy in the streaming. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not sure why.
Okay, sorry about that. But here we go. We have this right here. And so we're just going to wrap this up. And, oh, there, we are ready again on our thing. That should be about ready here. So
Okay, getting out the
gotta pull
cheesecake
that
bites.
out. That looks great, just about right.
Sorry, I'm trying to go
Oh,
slow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, okay. I can see it, looks good.
Okay. Put that in there.
That's our sweet potato florets, is that what you call them?
Florets. They could be called other things.
Okay.
That's just what I decided on. So.
Okay.
And I set that for 15 minutes, so it should be about there. But here's our, we're not going to 100%, well, let me, here we are. This is what we're going to do so that we can get our pumpkin lines on there. Excuse me. Right there. And
Just 3 rubber bands.
doing 3 rubber bands there,
Okay.
like that. Try to get it like sort of course, when do you get a pumpkin that's like perfectly shaped anyway?
Right.
But
Clever.
what we have right here, we have some, just these are like
Some
Ritz
crackers.
chips and crackers and stuff like that. So we can have some out just like that. And we can also put this. Now we will also, on our picture we'll show you, we'll also add some embellishments to this, which is a stem coming out of the top. And see if we can kind of get a decent look at that. So basically you have the pumpkin
super
shape right
cute.
there. And we're going to put the little green stem when I can get that. It will be on the picture. I'm
Cute.
a big fan of cheese balls because they're really easy and most people like them. The main problem with cheese balls is sometimes it's just really hard. And it's really hard to use a chip to grab it. This is going to be nice and soft because we put a little sour cream on there, in there along with the cream cheese. As that helps it stay just a little bit of soft. So
Yeah,
that,
Christy Wilson had a great suggestion. She just scores it with the back of the butter knife to make the lines.
that's
So,
a great idea too. Yep, you can score it. Although this, if you put it in with the plastic bag around, it not just scores it, but it tucks it as it scores it, right? It makes that, that interior, instead of just a line, it actually kind of pushes it sort of, you know.
yeah,
Hopefully you understand what I'm saying there.
yes.
That's a good idea.
Gives it a shape.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have that. And our final, my cat is asking too much. She's so funny. She whines and moans to get out. The turkey veggie tray. Now this, you can go off the picture, and this is like a Pinterest thing, right? You got a picture.
There's a lot of fun things you can find online. While you get that set up, I'm going to talk about the Chef's Deluxe set, which is one of our specials this month as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what we have here, while Adrian gets that ready, is we have a wonderful box here that has all 20, every single blend we have in this nice box in this of seasonings, thank you, in the travel jars, these plastic jars. So this is, it's going to, I'm trying to do this one-handed, so my apologies. If I open it up, you can see you've got the entire set here. And when it comes, it will be shipped all shrink wrapped, nice and secure. And this month, full price of this is normally $59. It's on special for $49, $10 off. And when we give you the promo code for the Black Friday special, when you order one of these at $10 off, you will also get a mini sampler, which is a $15 value, for free. So that's a really great gift idea.
Okay, and again, I'm just gonna like show you this little picture here that we have.
Yeah, so this is our inspiration. You can see here, we're just gonna zoom in. Whoopsie, there we go. So you can have fun time with your kids creating a turkey-shaped veggie tray. And you know what? Kids will eat their veggies far more if it's fun.
Right.
And if there's a dip, right?
You gotta do something, right? So basically, I'm just gonna take that and you can do that. And here's our little start that we have, which is the head and the neck here, where we have a little piece of a radish and the black olive there for the eye and a little piece of carrot for the nose. And we've done a little couple legs there. Those are really the parts where
Might take an adult to cut.
Yeah, or a little bit of work. And then you can take your carrots and celery, intersperse them along the top, and have your little cone along the back.
While you're putting that together, I think now would be a good time to share some ideas of things you can do, activities like this, with your kids if you're wanting to create some new traditions, or if this year you have less of what you normally do with extended family and you need to have some new things with your kids at home. This is one idea, and I'm going to list a few others. However, we'll have an extensive list posted to share with you so you can refer to it. But one idea could be if you're wanting to get out of the house, you could have a turkey trot with your family and just trot around the yard, around the neighborhood to get a little exercise. You could even maybe have a little thank you notes or a little treat to doorbell ditch your neighbors. If you feel comfortable doing that, might be kind of a fun thing to do around the neighborhood. You can always volunteer together with your kids if there's something you can do to give back, like make Christmas cards for the military or teachers or prisoners or anybody you want to give that service to. One thing that can be fun is anytime you can take your leftover Halloween candy, barring you have any leftover, or you can buy some new candy and do your gingerbread houses. That's always fun to do together. And you could have a gratitude tree where you can make leaves, and they can cut out leaves, make a little template, and you can write your things that you're thankful for and build a tree together, put it on your wall or something like that, or put them on the table as little place decorations or things like that. Thinking that's probably all I had on my list for right now.
That's great. And now on something like this, you can use basically anything you want to make these. It doesn't have to be these vegetables. Like this isn't even exactly what's in the picture you saw in Pinterest.
Sure.
So you can turn that into different things by using...
Oh, it's cute. So cute.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, simple thing. And again, just there's traditions and things you can do, like Jen's saying, but also it's just so important to talk.
Yes.
I'm a big fan, not really a fan, but I'm a proponent of having the hard conversations, saying the hard things. Because in the end, what's really hard is not saying those things and living with the consequences, right? Because things build up, family relationships get tense, but these things can just be dispersed by a few well-placed words. And so I highly suggest using a few well-placed words this holiday season because it does a lot for you with a very little investment. It's just really hard to actually say them sometimes.
Yes.
So, build as many traditions as you can, and this year is a great time to build new traditions as well. So you can do fun stuff that might be based on some of the difficulties of the year,
yeah.
Things like that.
We can share a few ideas. If you guys have to virtually have Thanksgiving because grandparents can't be with you or extended family, if you get on Zoom, here's a couple quick hit ideas. You can have an in-home scavenger hunt, where you pick a color and you got to have every family that's on the Zoom call run and grab as many things from that one color and come back in a certain amount of time and see what you have. I'm just going to kind of pan this while I talk about it. You can have your grandparents' storytelling time, where the grandparents read a story to the kids over Zoom or something Thanksgiving related. Certainly, it's tradition to go around the room and talk about things that you're thankful for. You can talk about the things that you're thankful for of those on the Zoom call, or funny stories about your friends and family. You could do a skit, you could do Name That Tune with Christmas tunes. There's all kinds of fun things you can do online if that's your situation this year.
Yeah, so really, you have access to your own creativity and the creativity of others, and tap into whatever resources you have and do things that are simple and easy to be able to handle and do this year. So don't try to overplan. Don't try to do way too much. And so that's very important. Okay, So, any other questions before I basically review and we just kind of...
Yeah, I think people were interested in the codes for Black Friday. Should we share that?
Yeah, let's do that. Among other things, first of all, as Jen said, the 2 Black Friday specials are buy the 4-pack jars, regular size jars, for $25 instead of $30. 4-pack, you select the jars, and then you get the free peppermint sweetening. Now, if you want something other than peppermint, put in the special instructions and you can get any flavor of our sweetenings, no problem. But if you put nothing, it's going to be default to peppermint, okay?
Did you want to show how to make a frosting with the peppermint? Do you have time for that?
Yes, in fact, I'm glad you did it because that was like an add-on here that we wanted to use the peppermint to make a real quick buttercream frosting. So after I finish talking,
okay.
I can just really quick do that and perfect.
Yeah. So
okay.
the code for that?
The code for that is SWEET.
All caps?
It can be all caps, but it's not case sensitive, but just put all caps just to be...
Sweet with an S at the end or just singular sweet?
Singular, sweet.
Sweet. S-W-E-E-T.
Yeah, and then with the Chef's Deluxe set, which by the way comes shipped wrapped up in plastic, so it's, you don't get stains on it or anything like that. You get the free mini sampler, and that is Sampler. S-A-M-P-L-E-R.
Nice.
Use that code, you get the free mini sampler, okay? And so again, both of those products are already on special price, and then you get the extra free product. So again, that code is good through Black Friday weekend. So Saturday night, I think, is when we decided.
I think it was, Saturday night.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
So, and you can share that with your friends. That's fine. It's a special bonus for you guys who have attended. But we're not going to stop anyone that gets that from you and uses it. That's okay. They're your friends. That means they're our friends too. Okay. So let's do the buttercream frosting. We have a recipe again on the sweetenings recipe card, and I wanted to really quick do a peppermint because we haven't done it in the frosting yet. So I wanted to try it.
Yes.
But it's a pretty simple recipe. It is 3 cups of powdered sugar. Use a half a stick of butter, and then is it a half cup? I've got a half cup of the peppermint sweetenings here. And again, our butter, it's not...
I'm thinking I might need to come around to this side because...
I was going to move this a little bit actually over.
Okay, yeah, we're getting kind of full here with all this cooking.
Let me move it, just a little.
I just want to say the peppermint sweetening is so yummy. I've loved putting it actually in my hot chocolate in the morning, and it tastes a lot like, your mint chocolate chip ice cream type. And you can put it on your ice cream, stir it in there.
With the frosting, though, and our butter's it can be a really tricky one and affect the way things look, especially with like cookies. But this one, softened is best. If it's completely melted, it's not its best. So as you can see here, this here is kind of like, I guess you'd say, mayonnaise texture.
Okay, yeah.
And that's a perfect softened butter.
So not liquid, just
not liquid,
still opaque.
So if you ever hear softened butter and you're like, well, how soft? Just make it like about the same as like mayo. So that should be just about right.
Jessica said Blakely and her are eating peppermint sweetenings on ice cream right now. Christy Wilson wanted to know, can you use both or just one of the codes? Both are...
You can use both. I mean, if you're getting both products, you can get both, yeah.
And on the same order? They just take a different code for each one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, and so that's going, but that's not going to be like wet or actually frosting like, because we added just a little bit of milk to that.
So that there is the powdered sugar and the melted butter.
That's powdered sugar and softened butter.
And softened butter.
Add up to a 1/4 cup of milk, but it probably won't be near that, right? Add about a tablespoon at a time until it's the right consistency for you. Again, if you used completely melted butter, that's going to change how much milk you use. So start with the softened butter, and that way, once it's refrigerated, it'll be a better texture for you when you're all done. And that's about right. That's going to be doing that for about, did I have the peppermint?
No.
peppermint sweetenings too.
Can we describe what makes up the peppermint sweetenings?
Yeah, I mean, they're sugar-based products. They're not sugar-free. You get a lot of requests like, oh, are they sugar-free sweetenings? And no, they're not yet.
But they're natural.
Yeah, it's natural. And this has real like, there's nothing unreal in it, nothing artificial. But organic, vegan, which doesn't use the red dyes.
Yes, dye-free candy cane bits are in there.
Yeah. And then we have powders, we have sugar, a couple different kinds of sugar, and we have the peppermint oil, and we actually make our own, kind of like a peppermint cocoa bark that does not have milk product in it. It's vegan, but we use cocoa butter.
Yes, cocoa butter makes it really yummy, very rich.
So it's like having white chocolate peppermint in there, and so it's great. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more milk. And when you get here and it's close, don't add a lot of milk at a time, like literally a half a teaspoon or so when it gets close, because you can easily put way too much in there and then like, oh, it's really soft and too soft to spread, really.
Okay.
This you want to do for at least about 2 minutes, because that allows it not just to blend nice and smooth, but also to mix in air in there as well, because the buttercream frosting will be nice and light and airy without having air pockets in it. And so we want it smooth, but we don't want it like a sponge, right? Because if you do it too long, it's going to be way too airy and it won't spread smoothly.
So let's describe all the fun ways you can use peppermint frosting.
Well, we've only tried a few, and I would love to hear if any of our customers have tried it too.
I personally think it'd be fabulous on chocolate, especially like cupcakes or brownies. You could top it with some crumbled candy cane. I think it even tastes really great if you had pretzels and use it like kind of like a dip with your pretzels.
That'd be good.
Or like graham crackers or...
So you can see it's totally basically white.
Because there's no coloring, no dyes.
But when you eat it, you get...
And it has that tiny bit of crunch.
It's good. A little bit of crunch from the peppermint, but also, not the peppermint, the candy canes, but also it has a, that chocolate is, well, it's cocoa butter, it's not milk chocolate or anything, but.
So you can eat that straight and it's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, pretty straight. And the cocoa butter gives it sort of a melt in your mouth texture as you're eating it. So you get frosting, but you also get sort of like, not really chocolate chips, but a nice mouthfeel with the cocoa butter.
Yes.
So anyway.
Lisa had a great suggestion, put it on sugar cookies.
Oh.
You could do little candy cane shaped or Christmas tree ones or all kinds of Christmassy sugar cookies. You guys are brilliant.
That's a done deal. We are doing that this year. Absolutely. In fact, maybe I'll use this batch to make some cookies.
I love it.
Good.
Thank you.
So that's it. Okay, that's that. So let me review really quick.
Okay, yes.
We're going to wrap it up here. We've got 5 minutes left. Is that, first of all, we have the 4 different demos that we did today. 2 kinds of pumpkin cheesecake. We did the bites that you could do if you need to stretch out how much you need to use, or you can do it in a cheesecake, pumpkin cheesecake with a nice topping. And the sweet potatoes, you can bake them. You can put a crumbled top on them or marshmallows. Or like we did tonight, you can blend them up and squeeze them onto a tray, and then you can bake them. Let's see how they're doing in there. You can see.
Let's take a quick
exactly the same they did.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
Yep. Now we give them just a few more minutes on that.
Okay.
And we did the pumpkin shaped cheese ball. And now on this, we'll provide a recipe also for the sweet pumpkin, which is basically cream cheese, a little sour cream, some pumpkin spice sweetening. And maybe a little powdered sugar if it needs it. Our regular like sweetening dip recipe calls for a little extra powdered sugar too, I think. I can't remember. Anyway,
yum.
We'll make it right for you, but you can also make it sweet, right? Then you can use, that's a good pretzel one as well, that sweet pumpkin.
Yes.
And you do it in a cheese ball. And you
tastes a lot like the cheesecake.
Yes, it's a lot. It basically is kind of a cheesecake ball.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you could also use fruit or something like that, or chocolate you can do.
Oh, yes.
If you want to really like really take people down, like
Yeah.
you put chocolate. Yeah, so yeah,
Yum.
that'd be awesome. And then the turkey veggie tray, you can do a turkey, or you can look on Pinterest and find all kinds of ideas, or anywhere on other places on the internet, things you can do with vegetables or trays that can make it fun, not really that hard, and you don't need a lot of skill. You can look at a picture and say, well, see what they did, and modify it. We have our awesome promotion right now. If you don't know much about it, get with one of our consultants. They can tell you. We've also posted information, I think, is there information in the group about that. Basically, you get sent your own shopping link where your own purchase, and if you already made a purchase, we move it over to you. Okay?
Just this month, if you made something this month.
Yep. And then you can take that and share that link with your friends and family. Anything they buy, you get 25% free product. On December 1st, you will be able to do your shopping. And we're working with your kitchen consultant. They can help you say, okay, and now we can place your order for all of your rewards.
Just to clarify, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you have multiple people ordering from that link, everyone will still get their own individual orders sent directly to them. You don't have to distribute those products.
Not unless you want to.
Yeah, you could do it all in one lump order and send it to yourself.
I should mention, it's free shipping over $50. That would be a factor, right? If you got a couple people need to place an order, you're at 25, they're at 25, you just combine it and you get free shipping, right?
Yes.
And then it's you and your sister. You just give it to your sister.
And it's just to clarify, because it has been confusing, it's not 25% off your order. It is 25% of the total towards future product as a credit starting December 1st.
Thank you for that clarification. It'd be real easy to mistake that. And then we have the Google entry form.
Yes.
Where you can enter to win. Don't forget, somebody here is going to win that Sweet Shop
collection. Yes.
All right, and we're going to send that out. And for those that have won any of our little sweetening prizes, don't forget to send us your address, okay? And we have our catalog and the Christmas gift guide up in the group as well, okay? Don't forget about our new product options, and we have great options for gifts this year with our new product especially as well. And then,
one more thing that wasn't on our list, but we need to make sure people know briefly about our kitchen club, because that's also a wonderful Christmas gift idea for your Save the Day fan.
So that's new for us too. Real quick though, I grabbed these. These are our two latest flavors. Just came out with these on October 1st. Garlic the Great, and our new hottest one, Devil's Tonic, which has Carolina Reaper and Scorpion Pepper, which are the two hottest peppers in the world. But we've turned those into something that you can eat. And so, like, we can take away that fear, and if you like spicy, you'll like the Devil's Tonic. And the Carolina Reaper, it kind of takes a lot of that, like, oh no, I don't want to kill myself. Well, we mix it with lots of other stuff to make it taste really good. So, it's a nice clean heat. I like to tell people it's a clean heat. And so, okay.
Kitchen club.
Kitchen club. So we have a new kitchen club, and there are a few options, but basically what it means is that it's basically you set yourself up to receive either one of our regular jars every month or one of our bulk size jars every 3 months. When you join the kitchen club, you receive an email that tells you how to change your order every month or 3 months and other administrative things that you need to do.
So it can be a different flavor each time if you want.
Right. The key thing though, it's free shipping. Not just on your single jar. $8.99 by the way, $8.99 a month for a single jar each month. $24 for the bulk size, which is the volume of 5 of those other jars. You pay $24 every 3 months, free shipping. But that's only part of it. The best part is that all your other orders that you make any other time of the year are also free shipping. So you get free shipping on any order you ever place, plus you get that jar every month sent automatically where you can change it, or that bulk size every 3 months.
So if that was a gift, that gift is enjoyed all year long. It's like a flavor of the month club, but they get to pick it.
Yeah, somebody did that recently. They bought it, and we have a special deal where you can pay $99 and we send a jar a month for a year. And so that's an option out there. You can select it if you want, or you can just select one of the other options as a gift. You put their information as to who to send it to.
Awesome, love it. Last note, if you didn't notice, pinned at the top of this group page are all of our consultants' URL links for you to connect with if you want to participate in ordering or doing the special personal link and getting 25% a free product.
Yeah, because on the 25%, you're going to need to work through a consultant so they can send you your link. Okay?
Yes.
Or if you don't have a consultant, not sure who to work with, it's not a problem getting a hold of us, okay?
Yeah, we can help you.
We can help you, and
We'll
we'll
hook
get
you
you a
up.
consultant, okay? You can always send an email anytime to herohelp@savethodayseasonings.com, okay? That's one way, or you can just find us and give us a call, okay?
Wonderful.
All right, we're about done here. I would really thank you guys for coming and joining us for our cooking class. We're looking forward to doing the Christmas class as well, and we wish you guys a great Thanksgiving. Stay tuned in the class. We will continue to present material throughout Thanksgiving and through the holidays.
Wonderful. Have a wonderful holiday. Bye-bye.